My mom didn't text this time. She actually called, which made it worse somehow. Her voice was careful, measured, like she'd rehearsed it. She said the family thought it would be better if I didn't come to Thanksgiving this year, that everyone would be more comfortable, more relaxed, that it wasn't personal, but maybe I could understand. My brother Marcus was on the call too. He didn't say much, just a quiet, "Yeah, probably for the best," in the background. That's when something inside me went still, not broken, just done. Before I tell you what happened next, let me know where you're watching from in the comments. It helps to know I'm not the only one who's been through something like this. I should have seen it coming. But when it's your own family, you keep making excuses. Keep giving second chances. Keep telling yourself that next time will be different. My name is Elena, and for most of my life, I was the family's solution to every problem they created. The responsible one. The dependable sister. The daughter who could be counted on to fix things, fund things, and show up no matter what. That was the role I was given before I was old enough to realize I didn't have to accept it. From the outside, we probably looked normal, maybe even close. Holiday photos, family dinners, the usual traditions. But behind all of that was a careful hierarchy. My brother Marcus was the golden child, the one with potential, the one whose mistakes were just learning experiences, whose failures were met with understanding and financial bailouts. And then there was me, the backup plan, the insurance policy, the one they called when Marcus needed rent money, or mom needed someone to co-sign a loan, or dad needed help with medical bills. I was useful, just never quite valued. I started noticing the pattern in my 20s. Marcus would make a terrible decision, quit another job, blow his savings on something stupid, get into debt. And somehow, the family would look to me to help fix it. Not because they respected me, but because I had my life together. I had a steady job, savings, credit that wasn't destroyed. Every time I helped, I told myself it was what families do. That's what I'd been taught. Family takes care of family. But I was starting to realize that family takes care of family only seemed to flow one direction. Toward Marcus, never toward me. The phone call about Thanksgiving came 2 weeks before the holiday. I was at work when Mom called. She started with small talk, asking about my job, the weather, nothing important. Then she got to the point. She said Marcus was bringing his new girlfriend, that it was a serious relationship, that the girlfriend's family might join us too. And with so many people, the house would be crowded. Tensions might be high. She said Marcus had expressed some concerns about me being there, about how I sometimes made things awkward with my comments, about how I had strong opinions that not everyone appreciated. She said the family had talked it over and thought maybe it would be better if I sat this one out, just this once, to keep things peaceful. I asked what comments she meant, what opinions were so offensive. She couldn't give me a specific example, just vague references to me being difficult sometimes, critical, making people uncomfortable. Marcus agreed in the background, said something about how I always had to be right, always had to have the last word. I realized in that moment what was actually happening. Marcus wanted his new girlfriend to meet the family, wanted to present this perfect, drama-free, functional family image. And I was the only one who might accidentally mention the truth, the loans I'd given him that were never repaid, the jobs he'd been fired from, the DUI he'd gotten that Dad helped cover up, the apartment I'd co-signed for that he'd been evicted from. I was the evidence that things weren't as perfect as he wanted them to seem. So I needed to be removed from the picture, at least temporarily. I stayed quiet for a long moment. Mom asked if I was still there. I told her I was. She asked if I understood, if I could do this one thing for the family, for Marcus, to help make his holiday special. I said I understood perfectly. I told her I'd stay home, that I wouldn't come to Thanksgiving. She sounded relieved. Said she knew I'd understand. That she appreciated my maturity about this. That we'd do something together another time. Just the two of us. Maybe lunch next month. I knew that lunch would never happen, but I said sure. That sounded nice. Then I hung up. I didn't cry, didn't get angry. I just sat at my desk and felt something shift, a clarity I hadn't had before. I'd spent 32 years trying to earn a place in this family, trying to be good enough, valuable enough, loved enough, and all I'd ever been was useful enough. I spent Thanksgiving alone that year, ordered takeout, watched movies. It was quiet, peaceful actually. I didn't have to perform, didn't have to pretend everything was fine, didn't have to watch Marcus get praised for basic functioning while my achievements went unmentioned. Mom texted me a photo from dinner, everyone smiling, Marcus and his girlfriend looking happy, the table full of food. The caption said, "Missing you," with a heart emoji. I didn't respond. 2 weeks later, Marcus called. He needed money. Again. His car had broken down. He needed $1,500 for repairs. He couldn't get to work without it. Could I help him out? Just this once. He'd pay me back by the end of the month. I asked if he'd asked Mom and Dad. He said they didn't have it right now. Things were tight. I was always better with money anyway. Better at saving. He knew I had it. I told him no. For the first time in my life, I just said no. He was shocked. Started trying to convince me, reminding me we were family. That family helps family. I told him I remembered. I remembered helping him for years. And I remembered being uninvited to Thanksgiving so I wouldn't make his girlfriend uncomfortable with the truth about who he really was. He got defensive, said that wasn't fair, that I was holding a grudge, that I was being petty. I told him I wasn't being petty. I was being done. And I hung up. He called back 3 times. I didn't answer. He texted asking what my problem was. I didn't respond. He had Mom call me the next day. She wanted to know what was wrong, why I was being difficult, why I wouldn't help my brother when he needed me. I asked her if she remembered uninviting me to Thanksgiving. She said that was different. That was about keeping the peace. This was about Marcus needing help. I told her I was keeping my peace now, and my money. She said I was being selfish, that this wasn't who I was, that she'd raised me better than this. I told her she'd raised me to be useful, and now I was choosing to be unavailable. Then I ended the call. The messages came for days. From Marcus, from Mom, even from Dad, who rarely got involved in anything. They all said the same thing. I was overreacting, being dramatic, holding on to something that didn't matter. They needed me to be reasonable, to be the bigger person, to be who I'd always been. But that was exactly the problem. Who I'd always been was someone who prioritized their comfort over my own dignity. Someone who showed up even when explicitly told I wasn't wanted. Someone who funded their mistakes and absorbed their criticism and pretended it was all normal. I wasn't that person anymore. I couldn't be. Something had broken during that phone call about Thanksgiving. Or maybe it hadn't broken. Maybe it had finally healed into something stronger. Something that knew its worth. Christmas came. I wasn't invited to that either. Mom sent a group text saying they were keeping it small this year. Just immediate family. I didn't point out that I was immediate family. I just didn't respond. I spent Christmas with friends. People who actually wanted me there. It was the best holiday I'd had in years. Marcus's car never got fixed. At least not with my money. He ended up taking the bus to work for months. Mom and Dad apparently scraped together some money to help him eventually, though they'd claimed they couldn't afford it when he asked. Funny how money appears when they can't guilt me into providing it. The girlfriend didn't last. They broke up after a few months. I heard about it through a mutual friend. Apparently, she figured out pretty quickly that the perfect family image Marcus had presented wasn't reality. That he had no ambition, no follow-through, no ability to handle responsibility. She left him. I wasn't surprised. My family rarely contacts me now. The occasional holiday text, a birthday message, but the constant calls for help stopped. The emergencies that were somehow always my problem to solve disappeared. Turns out they were never real emergencies, just inconveniences they expected me to fix. I don't miss them. That's the part that surprises me most. I thought I would. Thought there would be this huge hole where they used to be. But instead, there's just space. Room to breathe. Energy for relationships with people who actually value me. Not what I can do for them. Not how I can serve them. Just me. People ask if I'll ever reconcile with them. If I'll forgive them and go back to family dinners and holidays together. I tell them I've already forgiven them. Forgiveness doesn't mean going back. It means releasing the anger and moving forward. I've done that. But moving forward doesn't include them. They wanted a drama-free holiday. They got one. By removing the person who might have told the truth. But they also removed the person who held everything together. The one who paid for things, fixed things, showed up for things. And they're finally learning what it costs to keep up appearances without someone bankrolling the fantasy. My brother wanted me gone so he could pretend to be someone he's not. Mom wanted me gone to keep the peace. So I left. Not just from Thanksgiving, from all of it. From the role I was never supposed to question. From the family that loved what I could do, but never who I was. They thought uninviting me was the solution to their problem. Turns out I was the solution they didn't appreciate until it was gone. And now they're figuring out how to function without me. Without my money. Without my labor. Without my silence about things that were never okay. Mom called once. Several months after Thanksgiving. She said maybe we'd overreacted. Maybe we could all sit down and talk, work things out, get back to normal. I asked what normal meant. She said like it used to be, like family. I told her it could never be like it used to be. Because I'd changed. I wasn't the person who absorbed disrespect and called it love anymore. She said I was being dramatic, making something small into something big. I told her being uninvited from Thanksgiving was their choice. Staying away was mine. She hasn't called since. I don't expect her to. And I'm okay with that. More than okay. I'm free. Free from performance. From conditional acceptance. From being needed but never truly wanted. They chose a drama-free wedding. A peaceful holiday. A perfect family image. I chose myself. And that's made all the difference.